Good day everyone again. So I've been wanting to make a follow-up video since my last one due to its popularity, and thanks so much for the kind comments and feedback I received. Just to further expand on my hints and tips that I've picked up. Here's my dog again, crazy. The other ones have joined today to have a see what we're doing. If you have one of these bulletproof bikes, the 2005 range 650 f650 Dakar BMW, there's the F, there's the GS, there's the Dakar, and then there's all the developments from there. Just helpful hints and tips and things that I found along the way and picked up along the way. Things that I've learned online have helped me a tremendous amount while riding around and trying to get stuff done. This bike of mine works extremely hard every single day on and off-road. As you can see, she's not currently clean because it's not her wash time, and I'm in a water scarce area in Africa, and therefore she only enjoys a wash when the rain comes or occasionally near a river or dam. I'm not going to repeat the things I said in my last video, but just to add on, you can see last time, like I said, the forks have blown out again, going over some bumps and ramps and dips. So those have been ordered. It will be, the seals will be redone, but the forks still seem okay, and the cylinders and all that. But it's a bit of a mess, but she still rides and goes and hums, and there's no big friction problem or noise on it. This bike was made to work. She does work every day very hard. And just showing what it looks like. They do blow out. I also set my manual suspension tension to its highest, so that the back wheel travels less up and down, and also makes it a lot easier to lift the nose when I'm trying to get over stuff or pop a wheelie. Funny thing that happened to me a while ago, these little nuts that are found all around the engine everywhere, a whole bunch of them came loose, and I actually found one of them on the floor next to my bike, luckily, and I saw it. And what that actually did was it led to a leak of oil from this area and that area. Currently that's not the oil that's on there. That oil that's on the motor right now is from the burst seals from the forks, but it looked very similar, and I had to do a big clean job just with warm water, soap, and old paintbrush, and then tightened up all of those screws again with an appropriate Allen key shape type thing or whatever, doesn't matter, tighten it back up. Careful not to strip them, obviously, and the leak went away. I was worried at first it was something bigger, but it was not, luckily. Right now I've got to get this shit cleaned off and get that sorted out, but it is on the books to happen pretty soon. I recently did all the fuels and filters on the bike again. I do it once a year or every 10,000 kilometers. Oil and cooling. Remember always to put antifreeze in your cooling. It's all underneath here. You open up the battery section in the top box area, take off this fairing, not too difficult, find all the information online. I actually drain the oil. You can drain the oil directly from the container underneath this fairing, or if you're doing a full clean, you drain it from underneath here. There's a nut there, it's just above my guard, my belly plate, but I managed to get a socket and wrench in there and loosen it up, and it all leaked out quite fine. And then I just clean the oil that was on the belly plate with hot water and soap. But yeah, the engine radiator cooler fluid, water, and antifreeze is also inside here. Quite simple to replace using the pipes and the squeeze and the feed and the bleeding and all that. Find a video online, it's not too difficult to do. It doesn't take too long. One pain in the ass was working with screws and things in this region and area without a magnetic screwdriver or tool, and dropping screws inside my belly plate and them getting stuck in the ridges and holes and things. I literally actually had to winch or block and tackle my bike up and upside down to get all those screws to fall out, and then bring the bike back down and put them where they're supposed to be. It was a real pain in the ass. So work with two hands, work slowly, work with magnetic screwdrivers or magnetic tools so that the screws stick and can get out and in without too much hassle. Let's see, I've decided to take all my flicker lights off this bike because I don't know why BMW made them stick out so far and be so flimsy. I have a bag with about, I don't know, 12 to 20 flicker lights and mirror sets, because whenever you hit a bush, a tree, or lay her down in sand or anywhere else, they are the first things to break off. Even just having a pillion jump on the bike, kick that one off, and then after saying sorry, kick that one off a day after being replaced. So I've stopped putting flicker lights on my bike. My bike is supposed to ride in front of the traffic anyway, and my bike does lots of work off-road anyway, so I don't need flicker lights in the bush. I've left one mirror on. My friend's art here on the back of my helmet, thanks. I've got one mirror on just to check my lipstick before I go into the pub for a beer. I ride in front of the cars or away from the cars. Anyway, aftermarket bendable mirrors are available, but the dealer will tell you they are not. So just look around if you want to do that on your bike. And flicker lights also, I'm going to actually use the flicker lights I do have in that bag to cut them and fit them more flush against the bodywork, and just glue them or screw them on myself because they protrude too far out and break off. Alright, so chain and sprocket. If you open up this little back part here, you can get inside there and loosening that nut and that nut. You can carefully and easily and equally adjust your chain tension to the spec of the bike. Here it is. If your sticker has maybe fallen off, the most important is the play on the chain, which is easily measurable with a ruler or a marker or a stick and a pencil. Again, find a video online on how to do that. It's not so difficult. And it will prolong your chain and sprocket life. And then a good healthy dose of chain wax whenever you can. I know that my bike is in a serious condition in terms of dirt and grind, but she's happy and she works and she doesn't let me down, as I said. I had an issue with my bike that I didn't discuss in the last video because I was still resolving it, and someone asked about it. I was starting it and riding, and it would just cut out mid-ride. Slow speed, high speed, 1 minute of ride, 1 hour of ride, random, and I couldn't measure it, couldn't figure it out. I then started researching it. There's a method of resetting your bike by holding down the ignition button for 5 seconds upon start. That didn't work, but does work on some problems. There's also going inside here, taking off this pannier where the battery is, disconnecting the battery for half an hour or longer so everything runs flat, then reconnecting it and start sequence, sort of resetting the whole system like a reboot on a computer basically. And then that didn't work, so then we went inside, took the seat off, went down inside. Underneath there where a whole bunch of the wiring is, and we redid the earth wire on the bike because some bully, old guy, suggested that. He had done that on some other bikes who had similar issues. Redid the earth wiring to make sure it was earthing, not timing out or cutting out due to whatever the bike was thinking or doing was going on with electrics in the computer box or the fuses or whatever. That also didn't work, and it was a real pain in the ass. And eventually we pulled out the spark plugs, which was a bit of a story because they're in and behind each other over here. 1, 2, and you got to have like a spark plug wrench, and you got to get your fingers in there and try grab it in and out and not strip it. So it's a bit of a tedious affair, but you can do it, and there's like a few videos online about that, so not difficult to find. Can be done. Took out the spark plugs, cleaned them and burned them, and scratched them with some fine sandpaper and put them back in. Bike fired up first time, every time, no problem. Boom, problem solved. In the meantime, I've replaced the plugs with new ones when I got back to town, because when you're out on the farm or in the bush, you got to do what you got to do to get this thing to run. But she doesn't often give problems, and when she does, you can. It's almost like a Land Rover used to be. You can fix it with a pen knife and a bit of elbow grease, and a bit elbow grease, and a spit of shine and some bird poo, and she goes. All I still got to do is find a biofuel for this bike, and she'll live forever. I've looked at that. I've looked at that. I've looked at that. I honestly think those screws came loose just because of vibration, because a whole bunch of them were loose in various places on both sides of the bike. These little guys here. I hope no one tampered with my bike. I don't believe so, but it is possible due to the environments I work and live in, and the country I live in, which I don't want to badmouth necessarily or unnecessarily. I try to be positive about things. I also replaced the clutch lever. Wasn't too difficult. Loosen this handguard, which by the way is so flimsy. This is part of the reason why these flipping hand levers break. You need nice metallic ones to look after your levers, both clutch and front brake. They break off easily as well when you tumble, because when you tumble, the handlebar and the tail of the bike actually make a bit of a triangular protective situation for your leg, knees, foot. A few times my leg and feet have been saved by the handlebars and the shape of the bike and the tail doing its job, creating a little safe spot for my leg wherever it is that I might roam and tumble. But yeah, just loosen this little guy here from the side. Boop, took this off, loosened that, pulled it out. From there, clutch cable runs from here through there, down there, all the way to there. Not difficult to take out, loosen, replace, just as you undid it, redid it, and not difficult to do and lacquer to know how to do. My clutch cable actually started thinning out from the wiring inside here, and also here is a clutch cable tensioner that you can use if your clutch cable is too tight. I mean, if your clutch lever feels too tight or too loose, or pulls and holds and it gets stuck and you think, shit, I've made a mistake. You haven't. Just loosen it and come figure out what the hell's going on here. And if it isn't here, let me just cover this while I see it again. If it isn't here, you come down here and you adjust this little guy here. Okay, loosen, tighten, loosen, pull back, whatever. There's lots of videos online about that as well. You want like an inch of play here, like a penny width or a coin width of play here. Like a dream. What else did I want to add in this video? Yes, I did that. I'm actually looking at a little list here. I want it to be nice and comprehensive, because I want guys to have access to things and look after their bike. Added cable, lever, yes. Okay, that about covers it. I actually have a question. If anyone can help me, I don't know what's going on here. But I've never ever seen a place where this little key goes in, fits, or does anything. It's not similar to the head of the starter key. It doesn't do nothing or anything inside the ignition. It's not part of the toolkit box, as I showed before, what should be inside there and what I carry inside there. And so therefore I don't know what that little key does. Can anyone tell me what this little key does? Where it goes, what it's supposed to do? Maybe it's from panniers that used to be on the box, though there's no pannier mountings on this bike. I just tie everything onto these guys, onto these sissy bars. But yeah, I hope this is helpful. Sweet, thanks for all the views on the last video. I hope it was helpful. And here comes people that I have to see. So very well timed. Have a good day wherever you are. Cheers.